Court does call the case of the people state of Michigan versus Willie Eugene Collins.
We're ready in that matter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Belonging to the people.
Lauren Brown, Deputy Chief Public Defender, appearing with and on behalf of Mr. Willie Collins. Mr. Collins, please state your name for the record.
Willie Eugene Collins.
All right. Your Honor, today is the date and time set for the probable cause conference. I've discussed with my client and misdemeanor offer, which has been offered in this case. I have, with his consent, assigned an advice of rights plea form, and we also have the plea form out.
Okay. I need that. Right. Plea form indicates that the defendant would be pleading guilty to the charge of use of methamphetamine, the 1-year offense. Upon his successful plea, the felony charge count 1 would be dismissed. Looking at the form, that's the court's full understanding of the agreement.
That's correct.
As I understand, Your Honor, my client is ready to be sworn.
All right. Sir, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right. State your name again for the record.
Willie Eugene Collins.
All right. Sir, it is this court's understanding that you're going to be pleading guilty to the charge of use of methamphetamine. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration and $2,000 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. You understand also, sir, that while I'm taking your plea, I would not be your sentencing judge in this case, and you would be sentenced before Judge Barr in 1482 District Court.
Yes, sir.
All right. Understanding all of that, do you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, sir.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, sir.
You had an advice of rights form explained to you
Yes, sir.
and gave permission for your counsel to sign it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have any questions regarding any of those rights?
No, sir.
You understand that by entering this plea that you're giving up your rights as contained in paragraph 5, your trial rights?
Yes, sir.
All right. You understand also you're giving up your right to appeal of right?
Yes, sir.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, sir.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead to this charge?
No, sir.
Has anybody threatened you or coerced you?
No, sir.
You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will?
Yes, sir.
And also because you believe that you're guilty?
Yes, sir.
July 26, 2023, at the location of 501 East Michigan Avenue in the city of Ypsilanti, Washtenaw County, state of Michigan, did you have methamphetamine in your possession?
Yes, sir.
Had you used it?
Yes, sir.
Did you know what you were using was methamphetamine?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant?
People are satisfied.
The defense is satisfied, Your Honor. Thank
Court
you.
will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Pre-sentence investigation and report is ordered at 1482 probation. Sentencing in this case will be
10 a.m. before Judge Barr.
May 14, 2025. I'm sorry,
10 a.m.
10 a.m. before Judge Barr.
Thank you very much.
Bond will continue. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Collins.
I'll be in touch, Mr. Collins, okay?
Court calls the case of the people versus, is it Chalice McLaughlin?
Andrew Chillis, appearing on behalf of
And Assistant Public Defender Tanaza Carey, Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. Chalice McLaughlin.
Sir, can you please state your name?
Chalice McLaughlin.
Thank you.
Judge, we respectfully request that this matter be set for preliminary examination, please.
All discovery is complete.
To our knowledge, Judge.
What the it makes sense. I don't know that they have to do a writ. You're not gonna have to do a writ on this. Bill will come get him or go get him, right?
So he's being housed there.
I think he's being housed in Saginaw, but not by Saginaw. We're housing.
I would, we could maybe just have an extra week, just in case.
We don't have a problem with that, Your Honor.
On the 13th, all right. Discovery is complete. I will set preliminary examination will then be set May 13th, 2025, 9 a.m. before me. That'll be in person. Bond will continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. It's 13th. No, it's the 6th. That's it. All right. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Court calls the case, People versus Seth Priester.
If you ever to me, doesn't.
This is
Good morning, Your Honor. Wendy Barnwell, P42505, on behalf of Mr. Seth Priester.
Priester, can you state your name, please?
Seth Priester.
Thank you. All right, what are we doing in this case?
Your Honor, I'll set it for an exam.
All discovery is complete?
Yes. I believe so. I have both electronic and paper.
There now, you have that?
I don't know. Just accepted the case 2 days ago. They just sent me the discovery yesterday evening. But I believe we have enough because I have.
Is all the discovery complete?
As far as the people know, Your Honor, there's a co-defendant in this case, just so the court is clear.
Co-defendant.
Also on today's docket, I have that as the Bossier Hennings.
Who's representing? You're representing him?
Yes, there's a conflict in the case, so.
So you're not representing him?
We're still the attorney, right?
Ms. Constantino did ask me about it earlier. When she's in the court.
Where is she?
She's on today's docket. She might be meeting with the client or in the hallway.
Might be next year.
Where is she? She's so small. We don't see. So is she in the room or no?
No.
No.
Okay. In speaking with her, were you under the impression she was also going to be asking for an exam?
She was not. She just had appointed, I think, like this morning, and she hasn't even gotten discovery or anything yet.
All right, Ms. Barnwell, you want an exam?
Yes, Judge.
People have their witnesses available to 6?
We'll certainly try our best, Your Honor.
Preliminary examination in person, May 6, 2025, 9 a.m. before Judge Barry.
One split second, Judge. I'm not available on that day, Judge. I'm available on the.
Why don't we do this? Let me pass this matter briefly. Why don't you go talk to Ms. Constantino, since these are co-defendants? I would rather, if we can, through some judicial efficiency, get a date that this can be heard where both defendants can be heard.
Okay, Judge.
All right. Mr. Priester, hang in there. I'm going to pass your case for a moment. All right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Court calls the case, People versus Stephen Smith.
Richmond, Duffy for the people on all 4.
Assistant Public Defender Jay Bellinger, on behalf of Mr. Smith.
James Feifels, appearing on behalf of Mr. Smith in file ending with 5506.
No, I apologize, Your Honor. I'm on the rest.
Yes, sir.
Just in case you didn't know.
What are we doing?
Your Honor, I believe all discovery is in and we are asking the court to set these files for preliminary examination.
That is correct, Your Honor.
People have their witnesses available on the 6th.
We will try our best, Your Honor.
Preliminary examination in person, May 6, 2025, 9 a.m. before. Oh, joy. Okay, 12 p.m. That's before me. That's at 12 noon.
Thank you.
Found in these matters. Thank
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Court calls the case, People versus Arthur Herndon.
Haley Zed on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Folks, on the PD side, you're gonna have to make sure that that aisle is relatively clear so they can get through.
Good morning, I'm Rob Jekyll on behalf of Arthur Herndon. Arthur, state your name for the record.
Arthur Herndon.
Thank you.
You already said that. Oh, I'm sorry. Judge, today's a PCC. I met with Arthur last night. We had a long conversation. We want to set this matter for exam, please.
All discovery is complete.
Yes, Your Honor.
People have their witnesses available the sixth. Preliminary examination in person, May sixth, 2025.
Judge,
Right.
briefly address bond.
As soon as I'm done.
Okay.
9 a.m. That is before Judge Perry. As to bond.
Judge, just very briefly, it's my understanding the bond's $50,000. This incident is between he and his significant other. I understand the situation. She came to where he was staying and an argument started. There was a no contact order between the two. He tried to get away saying there's no contact order. I'm not excusing some of his conduct, but the bottom line is, Your Honor, I just think this whole incident was provoked by the victim in this matter, who are both these parties are in juvenile court on another matter. And it escalated. And I'm just asking if the court would consider a 10% bond, Your Honor.
Response.
People have a strong objection. In this case, the victim wants the residence, which her name is the only name on the lease to get some of her belongings. She was letting the defendant stay there. When she got there, he repeatedly punched her in the face with a closed fist. He then put her on the ground and kicked her, then put one hand on her neck and applied pressure. She had trouble breathing. He also took her phone, which she believed was to stop her from calling 911. The phone was then found on him when he was arrested. The victim was eventually able to get away from him, run to her car where he followed her, punched the windshield, damaging it, also ripped inside her car. When officers arrived, he ran from them and had to be taken to the ground to be arrested. I just had extreme concern. She was transported to the hospital for a possible concussion. She had abrasions to her chest, her forehead, her shoulder, her lip, redness all over her neck, and then bruises days later from follow-up photos. This is an extreme act of domestic violence, and I have great concern. And then he also has that child abuse case up in 22nd Circuit Court.
Judge, just very briefly, this whole incident happened over this child abuse case, Judge. And the fact of it is, she accused him when she found out, never mind, it's a long story. She took his phone. That's why he followed her, asking for his phone back. I know you've heard a lot of stuff. I'm just continuing to ask for a 10% bond. Before this had happened, before she had found out that she came to him, Judge, and the whole thing started when she argued with him. She would not leave. Granted, she was letting him leave in her apartment. She was able to live somewhere else. But again, it's not anything that he initiated, Judge.
The punching wasn't?
Judge, he was defending herself when she came at him with a knife.
Okay.
Your Honor, I also have concerns because in that child abuse case, she did report that there was past events of domestic violence that she did not report because she was scared of the defendant. So I have great concerns of their history and this event.
Anything else? Motion for bond reduction is denied.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls the case, People versus Danielle Hinton. Oh, there's long lost Constantino. No, I'm telling you, Feaster said you were so short, I just wasn't seeing you. I'm just telling you what he told me. I'm telling you what he told me. Anyway. All right, that's right, Feaster, you deal with that. Okay. Hey, I'm just saying I'm just letting her know what happened. All right.
Just a record of this.
Go ahead.
Should we put
Go
my
ahead.
appearance
I
now?
called the case.
Good morning, Judge Wendy Burnwell, P42-505, on behalf of Miss Danielle Hinton, who's standing to my right.
Ma'am, can you state your name, please?
Danielle here.
Thank you. What are we doing on this case?
Your Honor, I don't have electronic discovery on this one. I have paper discovery.
We can get the discovery over to her probably by next week. Your Honor.
All right. Do you want an adjournment of this?
Yes, Judge.
All right, I'll need a green sheet. Probable cause conference in this matter will be adjourned. Let's make sure the date down.
I'm sorry.
You're not available May 6th?
Only in the afternoon, Judge. And she's out on bond.
So I'll adjourn this to May 15th. 2025, 9 a.m. bond continues. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Henry.
That's for the PCC, correct?
That is.
All right.
I'll need a green sheet. Form that matches your code. Court call case, People versus Jacob, is it Brooks? Probably be mispronouncing that, but might be Brio.
That's a lot of people.
Sherilyn Foster Tucker on behalf of Jacob Bro.
Recognize the name with the spelling. Rachel McDuffie for the people on this matter.
Your name, sir?
Jacob Allen Bro.
It's pronounced Bro?
Bro, like BRO.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said. That sounds, okay, thank you.
And Your Honor, we're requesting a preliminary exam in this matter,
All right, and all discovery is complete?
to my knowledge.
People have their witnesses available on the 6th?
Your Honor, could I
Yeah.
get the following week, actually? Sorry, I'm not
13th.
available on the 6th.
People have their witnesses available the 13th?
We'll try our best. Then too.
Preliminary examination in person, May 13th, 2025, 9 a.m. That's before Judge Valvo. Bond in this case will continue. All
Thank
right,
you, Your Honor.
thank you. Let's call the case of the People versus Jenny Lou. All right, there she is.
Michael Getty, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Ms. Lou, Your Honor.
Lou, can you state your name, please?
Yes, sir, Jenny Lou.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I have had a chance to speak with Ms. Blondie. There is a global resolution that I think that I haven't been able to confirm that Ms. Lou's aware of. That would resolve this and the other matter that both matters that are pending here. And I think there's already been a plea in a matter in a misdemeanor matter. To the extent that I haven't had a chance to talk to Ms. Lou about it, I'd ask the court for a brief adjournment. I know there might be writ issues. I would be willing to do a week. I'll make sure I keep.
I can't do.
I understand, Judge.
Gonna have to be a video writ.
But I would, I'll make sure I keep this case so I can go visit her at the correctional facility and go over this with her.
I don't even, it's gonna have to go to May 15th with the adjournment. I'll need green sheets.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I'll do a green sheet, Your Honor. But I'll make sure I keep this case so I go see her.
The probable cause conference, May 15th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond will continue.
Thank you. And I'll come visit you next week, Ms. Lou, okay?
Are you already like on your way? Because it's gonna take a while for the visitation to go through.
Yeah.
So have you got the process?
Yeah, I know the process. I'll come visit you in person, okay?
You've already started the process though, sir?
No, but I will be able to get there very
So you won't be here
quickly.
next week. You'll be here in like 2 months. All right. Okay. Thank you, sir.
All
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Lou.
Thank you, Your
I'll go
Honor.
visit her. That's it. And I'll see those green.
Court does call the cases of the People versus Kyle Burmeister.
People, Your Honor.
James Feifels appearing on behalf of Mr. Burmeister on the file ending in 5028.
And Assistant Public Defender Jay Bellinger on behalf of Mr. Burmeister on the remaining files, Your Honor.
Can you state your name, please?
Kyle Burmeister.
Your Honor, I believe we have an agreement of sorts with Ms. Zenda. We're asking the court to, 1, adjourn for 3 weeks, 2, modify bond to allow him to be released to inpatient treatment with a tether.
All you have to do is prepare an order. I'll sign that if it's agreed to by the parties.
Okay. So in that case, then we're asking, I believe 3 weeks would give us some time to hopefully negotiate a resolution.
Probable cause conference, May 15th, 2025. 9 a.m. Bond will continue.
Gotta give him a call. If you can have somebody help you call them.
I did. So all the other. Pretty good.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We'll get
Thank you.
here in the next day or so
Constantino,
Okay.
have you talked to,
on these two files.
The one that was for,
no, the last person finished my sentences, no longer around.
Yeah, we'll have.
Okay, so you guys are ready on that? If I call, okay. Thank you. Court calls case, People versus Brendan Chrysler.
Your Honor, can we pass that a moment? I'm still waiting for him. He had some car troubles. Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls case, People versus Eddie Gardner.
Richard McDuffie for the people.
What's her other case?
Good morning, Your Honor. Christina Costantino appearing with and on behalf of Mr. Gardner, who is present and standing to my right. Mr. Gardner, please state your name for the record.
Eddie Gardner.
Thank you.
Judge, this is a date and time set for PCC. It's my understanding that discovery is complete to my knowledge, so we would be asking for a preliminary exam.
People have their witnesses available to 6. Preliminary examination in person, May 6, 2025 at 9 a.m. before Judge Perry.
Thank you very much, Judge.
Thank you. Bound continues. Court calls the case of the People versus Michael Hill.
That was for the P727, right?
James Fifelski on behalf of Michael Hill, who is approaching.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
State your name, please.
Michael Wayne Hill.
Your Honor, this is a first PCC. I'm still awaiting discovery, so I'm asking for an adjournment to May 15th so I can obtain that and review with my client.
You need all the way to May 15th?
It'd be helpful, just since I haven't received anything yet, so if the court can.
May 15th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bound continue.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Court does call the case, People versus Julia Sosinski.
That's the one for the people.
And James Fifelski on behalf of Ms. Szynski, can you state your name, please?
Julia Szynski.
Judge, we're still trying to get to the bottom of some discovery, whether it exists or not. But I've been asking, and I know the prosecutor's office has been trying to get it from MSP, but we don't have it yet. So if we can do one last adjournment for 3 weeks, I'm hoping they produce or they tell us that it doesn't exist, and then we can move forward.
Just so you're aware, Mr. Pavelski, and I know you're aware of this, I don't set it for attorney's convenience these dates. May 15th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bound continue.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Talk to you soon. I'll give you a call once I hear something.
Court does call the case, People versus Devin Gibson.
That's your Honor, please, Brandon Bird on behalf of Devin Gibson, PA 3734.
Good afternoon, or good morning.
Good morning.
Your name, sir?
Devin Gibson.
Thank you. All right, what are we doing?
We'd like to set this matter for exam, Your Honor.
All right, you have all the, all right, you have all the discovery, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. People have their witnesses available to 6. All right. Preliminary examination in these matters will be set in person, May 6, 2025, 9 a.m. That's before, at 12 noon. That's before me. Thank you. Esteban.
It's come to my attention that the defendant has made 80 calls to the victim since the arraignment using his pin and other pins. In these calls, no victim, but at first they talk about the crime that occurred here and he apologized. Also in these calls telling her what to do and say in court. So I have great concerns, given that he's contacting the victim from jail. Would ask that his phone privilege be revoked.
Anything you'd like to say in that regard, counsel?
No comment, Your Honor.
All right. Given that his monetary bond will continue, his phone privileges are hereby ordered revoked. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls case People versus James Valkapor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Laura Willenberg on behalf of people.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Christina Costantino appearing on behalf of James Vacalpour, who is present via Zoom. He is coming from the KPEP facility. Mr. Vacalpour, if you're on Zoom, could you ask them to unmute you and state your name?
Pardon? There's an individual who's dialed in. Last four digits or last three digits are 465. Can you hit *6 and state your name?
James Vacalpour.
All right, that's it.
Judge, this is date and time set for PCC. At this time, we would be asking to have this matter set for a preliminary examination. And given the nature of how discussions with the people and I have been going, we would ask if the court would consider setting this out a ways, perhaps to the end of May.
That's correct. No objection.
Like the very end of May, like May 27th would that be good?
That would work for the defense.
And discovery is complete, so set preliminary examination in person. That would be May 27th, 2025, 9 a.m. before Judge Fresh Hour.
Thank you very much, Judge.
Continued. Thank you. Court does call the case People versus Kim Perkins.
Good morning, Your Honor. Tim Stacks on behalf of Kim Perkins.
Your name, ma'am?
Kim Renee Perkins.
Thank you.
Your Honor, this is the date and time for a PCC. We're asking for a preliminary exam date. I do have written and video discovery.
You have all discovery, okay. People have their witnesses available the 6th.
I believe so. Well, we'll try our best.
Preliminary examination in person, May 6th, 2025 at 9 a.m. before Judge Perry.
And Your Honor, if I may make a bond reduction motion.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, I'm asking for the bond to be reduced to a PR bond. Miss Perkins is here on an allegation of assault and battery with Bridget Williams, her daughter. What I've seen so far in this, at worst, this was a mutual combatant. Ms. Perkins' top was torn off. She actually called 911 first, and then she wound up being arrested. The alleged victim also called 911. So this is not a foregone conclusion that she was the aggressor or would be a further problem. She has secured housing with her other daughter in Port Huron, so she does not need to go back, except for one time with a police escort to get her wallet and a couple of clothes. And she assures that she will be able to attend all future hearings.
Response.
Your Honor, I want to be clear, this is not a matter of assault and battery. This is a case of alleged felonious assault where the victim, Ms. Perkins' daughter, alleged that Ms. Perkins argued with her, fought with her, and tried to stab her with a knife, as well as scratching her face in the course of that incident. I appreciate that she has somewhere else to live. I would hold
on a second. Do they live together?
The victim in this case was apparently allowing Ms. Perkins to stay with her at that residence. And Mrs. Saxon.
Okay, so they live together. All right, go ahead.
I would ask that bond continue. If the court sees fit to release her, I will request that she have a hot zone tethered to this location. Additionally, I believe at arraignment, there was a request made. I don't know if there's a check order on this file. Ms. Perkins has a very long history of drug and substance abuse related offenses and convictions. At the time of this incident, she was highly intoxicated and incoherent as well. So I will be requesting that she is tested with all substances possible with some sort of overlay or other device as well, if she would.
Anything else, Ms. Sachs?
No, Your Honor.
All right. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grant the motion for a bond reduction. I'm gonna reduce her bond to a $2,500 personal cognizance bond. I will also indicate that the defendant is to report to community corrections upon her release for placement on a GPS hot zone tether. Since she's going to be set for exam, I'm not going to order testing at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court does call the case, People versus Cadavian White.
I'm here.
Christina Costantino appearing on behalf of Mr. White. Mr. White, can you please state your name for the record?
Good evening, White.
Have a camera, sir? Thank you. All right, what are we doing on this case?
Judge, this is a date and time set for PCC. We would be asking for a preliminary exam in this matter. Discovery is complete as to my knowledge.
People would have their witnesses available the 6th. Preliminary examination in person, May 6, 2025 at 12 p.m. That's before me. Bond will continue.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Court does call the case of People versus Diversier Hennings. If I'm saying that correctly. And I will also call the case of Seth Priester.
Christina Costantino on behalf of Mr. Henning. Mr. Henning, can you state your name for the record?
Devasier Henning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Wendy Barnwell, once again, P42505 on behalf of Mr. Priester. I don't see him on the screen. I know he's in.
Right.
Now.
Could you unmute and then state your name, Mr. Priester?
Seth Priester.
Oh, there.
Thank you. All right. What are we doing?
Judge, I was just appointed on this matter either late last night or this morning. Given that I do not have any discovery at all, actually.
So you're ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I always ready. But given that, to ensure I'm representing my client to the best of my ability,
Yes.
I would be asking for an adjournment of the PCC so I can obtain discovery and review it with my client.
Counsel?
Yes, Your Honor, I will go along with Sister Counsel and I believe we'll return on May 15th is our proposed date.
Oh, so you're picking dates.
Just only because I got it from you for the other case.
Yeah, I know, but again. Make it 30 out there, but Ms. Constantino, will the 15th work for you?
Yes, Judge, I can make that work.
Probable cause conference, May 15th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond will continue. I need green sheets on these, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, Judge, I do have it right here. Judge, would the court consider hearing a bond request, a bond reduction request?
I will always hear it.
Thank you, Judge. I'm told my client's bond is currently set at $250,000. We would be asking if the court would consider a lower bond, perhaps $100,000, 10%, with a 10% provision. He is 18 years old. He would be, prior to his incarceration, he had employment lined up at JMB Temp Agency. We are hopeful that he would be able to return or start that employment. He was also enrolled in an adult education GED course that he could continue. Should he be released, he would reside with his mother in Ypsilanti. She's very supportive of him. He has a significant other and a 2-year-old child that he does provide support for. It's my understanding that he does not have any prior adult criminal history, and he would be able to follow any and all no contact orders.
Response from the people.
I believe it's correct that he doesn't have any adult prior history. This is the case with Mr. Brewster. He is currently a juvenile charged as an adult. The history that I do see is that he apparently.
Mr. Henning.
This is your.
Mr. Henning.
I apologize. Sorry about that. They're called together, I think. As far as Mr. Henning is concerned, Your Honor, obviously the circumstances of this matter, which being a co-defendant in the armed robbery case, are concerning on their own. I will leave it to the court's discretion. I did want to ensure that if there's a no contact order on this case, that it does include Mr. Priester. I apologize for misspeaking earlier because the cases were called together, but Mr. Hennings does not have any adult history as was stated. His juvenile history does obviously include, not obviously, but includes some counts that were adjudicated in that manner, and he has had some felony charges that were pretty serious, I think, resolved with misdemeanors, being unlawful breaking and unlawful use of an automobile, breaking and entering, tampering with the tether. There's quite a bit here. So Ms. Constance was correct that there's no adult history, but there's quite a bit of juvenile history here as well that's concerning. Leading consistently going from 2020, looks like roughly 5 or 6 cases up through 2025 was dismissed attempt orange in terms of activity.
Anything else?
Nothing, Judge. I would just suggest that $100,000 bond would, I believe, would account for even the juvenile history that's been mentioned.
I will, on Mr. Henning's case, I will reduce his bond to 100,000. I will not do 10%. It'd be 100,000 cash surety.
And may I address one for Mr. Priester?
Apparently, yes.
So, Judge, no, I am pretty sure that, well, I'll rephrase it. I was about to say something. But my client's mother is present in the courtroom. He has been living with her. I know that he was attending a program, I believe, several days in the week over here at Community Corrections, Judge. I do believe that the bond is excessive. And I'm pretty sure that this court understands the concept of a presumption of innocence. The bond is excessive. Thank you.
Response.
So returning to the argument that I was beginning to make earlier, Mr. Priester, in terms of the juvenile history that we have, obviously he's still juvenile today, charges an adult in this armed robbery case. It looks like there were 5 previous petition requests in the past year and a half. Unfortunately, those were denied due to some evidentiary issues, I believe. It looks like on the most recent case we have with him, which is the 2024 matter, he did have a plea for home invasion first, UBAA, receiving and concealing a motor vehicle, and financial transaction device theft. So I think we have a plea after that on a separate case for another receiving and concealing stolen property.
Are you saying those were all juvenile adjudications?
It appears to be so, yes. I think this is the first one where he's been charged as an adult, if I'm not mistaken. The allegations in this case are not only armed robbery, apparently, that between the individuals involved in this, the victim was pistol in the face. So I understand that this is a juvenile situation, but obviously these allegations and offenses are very concerning. So I would request that.
Anything else?
Your Honor, as to cases that don't meet in the evidentiary threshold, so we still have a constitution that's very active now. And so I would ask, and this court knows there's a presumption of innocence to this. I don't believe that counsel has brought up anything that's violent or anything of that nature. I'd respectfully ask that this court lower the bond significantly.
In this case, though those previous juvenile adjudications in this case, which I think are a distinction between his co-defendant, I am going to decline to reduce the bond in this case. Motion for bond reduction regarding Mr. Priester is denied. Bond will continue.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls case People versus Julian Ward. Yeah.
Christina Costantino appearing on behalf of Mr. Word. Sorry, Drew.
Julian Ward, present.
Judge, this is a date and time set for PCC. At this time, we would be asking to have this matter set for preliminary exam.
Okay, that's not. Just coming.
So this is, the bonders, you wrote 2 emails, one asking for her bond back, the second one saying that she did try to bond back. So
That she did not.
correct, yeah, I think that's on both sides. Yeah. So I don't think.
So you're looking for a preliminary examination in this case?
Yes, Judge.
And you said discovery is complete.
To my knowledge, it is.
People have their witnesses available to 6.
That is fine.
Preliminary examination in person, May 6, 2025. 9 a.m. before Judge Barry. Bond will continue.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Court does call the case of the People versus Stefan Scott.
Morning, Your Honor. Sam Bernstein with and on behalf of Mr. Scott.
Your name, sir?
Stefan Scott. You're asking for a brief adjournment to review discovery.
Probable cause conference, May 6, 2025. That's a Tuesday, 9 a.m. Bond continue.
You can't move forward without all the discovery. Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate it.
Court does call the case People versus Marika Philpott.
Mike Gaddy, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Ms. Philpott.
Ms. Philpott, can you state your name?
Me?
Yes, ma'am.
My real name is Teresa, but I do go by Marika.
Okay. We'll work with that. Okay, what are we doing?
Your Honor, I have to ask the court to adjourn this matter. I do have a green sheet. I did seek to visit Ms. Philpott yesterday. She wasn't up for company.
Okay.
If I could approach.
Yes.
But I will go visit her again for the next hearing.
All right. I'll adjourn this matter to May 6, 2025, 9 a.m. That's a Tuesday. Bond continue.
And Ms. Philpott, I'll come visit you, but make sure you come up and see me, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Philpott.
Yeah. What the hell?
Court does call the case.
Oh, hold on, let me give you.
Court calls the case People versus Anthony Taylor.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning, Your Honor. James Fifelsky on behalf of Mr. Taylor, who's to my right. Please state your name.
Anthony Taylor.
Thank you.
Judge, I believe all discovery is in. We are asking the court to set this for preliminary examination.
Your Honor, may we approach briefly?
Why? Well, who's coming up?
Myself and Ms. Wilbur.
Okay, Ms. Willingbring's coming, then yes.
I do.
You may come up. All counsel has indicated all discovery is complete in this matter. And we were discussing dates. I'll set preliminary examination in person, June 3rd, 2025, 9 a.m. That's before me.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bond will continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Chat with you.
I'm requesting. I'll try to stop by and talk to you.
Huh? So cool. It's no, it's one of the ones with the big flap. It's gonna be, because you like those, so. You don't know? Oh, so if it shows up, you might like run out. He said, never mind. We'll talk later. Let's call the case. People State of Michigan versus Todd Emmerman. That would be fun.
I love this job.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jennifer Douglas for the people, P72748. And good morning, Lord Yagi, Assistant Public Defender, sort of with, but mainly on behalf of Mr. Ammerman. Your Honor, Mr. Ammerman is on Zoom. I was just trying to be in a breakout room with him. My understanding is he's not in Your Honor's Zoom. He's in Judge Freshour's Zoom.
Oh, that works.
It does not.
I know.
I don't know what's going on. I was,
Okay, all right, it's okay. Yeah. So what do you need to have happen? You need him to get to my Zoom.
So, Your Honor, I was going to ask for an adjournment anyways. I did fill out a green sheet. I would ask for an adjournment and to allow us time to get him in the right place and to get him here. Staff is not able to communicate well with him to get out of their Zoom.
What's that? He won't get out of there.
They tried to send him text messages, but
So have you talked to him about signing into this Zoom?
I have not. I have attempted, but I have not been successful in.
Okay, because Judge Freshour staff, I was just informed, are trying to communicate with him to get him to sign into the right Zoom. It's not going well.
Yeah, that does not surprise me.
Oh, well, okay. Appreciate your candor.
I really don't know what is going on, but
Shaggy, I'll let you out the hook.
Thank
Is there any objection from the people to the brief adjournment?
Your Honor, there's no objection. I don't have any information that suggests that Mr. Newman has taken place.
All right. I mean, he theoretically, I guess, is next door, so he. All right. It's been 1 week out. Can you explain this to him in a week?
I will do my very best.
All right. Probable cause conference, May 1st, 2025.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, Ms. Aggie. Court calls case People versus Quentin Williams.
Alexander, on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Morning, Your Honor. Wendy Burnwell, P42505, on behalf of Mr. Quentin Williams.
Your name, sir?
Quinn Williams. Thank you.
Good.
Okay, what are we doing?
I'm requesting an exam, Judge,
All discovery is complete.
upon information and belief. I believe so.
What's that mean?
I have electronic as well as paper discovery, Judge.
You're not available the week of the 6th, right?
One split second, Judge.
Well, you just looked it up before and said,
Yeah, I have to look at the actual thing.
go for it. I was trying to be nice.
I'm available on the 5th.
Okay. But we won't be here on the 5th.
Oh,
Well, I'll be here, but we won't be holding exams on the 5th.
okay.
It's the 6th or the 13th.
One split second, Judge.
I know the answer. It's going to be the 13th because you're not available the 6th because we've already gone through this. But that's okay, I'll wait.
Donna, can you guys do it on a Friday?
Can I do what?
I'm available on the 9th of May.
Okay, good.
I mean, jury trial on the 13th,
Okay,
so I don't want to call that.
we do exams every Tuesday.
Okay. The 20th. Come on now.
People have no objection to that.
When I'm available, guys, I'm in trials.
Preliminary examination, May 20th, 2025, 9 a.m. That's before, please. Judge Bar.
Available there.
We'll continue. Thank you.
It's not going. Okay.
Thank you.